I mean, when you made your opening remarks, you spoke about racism and your experiences of racism within your professional environment. Just take us through some of those moments that really impacted you. And, you know, this is, it's 2023. Racism is still very much a part of our daily lives. So many people still confront it on a daily basis. Tell us about that moment and just share some insights in terms of how you dealt with it, how that impacted you, and how you confronted it and grew from that. Because you make it very clear that, you know, you must take people on when they're being racist, when they're being bullies. So just share some of your experiences over the years, because I can only imagine that you must have experienced that quite a lot in apartheid South Africa.
You know, because of that experience with my mother, where I allowed someone to define who I am, I was always so conscious not to allow people to define who I am. So you can imagine working into KPMG to start my articles, failed CTA because I took a gap year and lectured here at UNITA and had a baby. And you are dismissed because you failed CTA. I mean, in this profession, Usenzo knows you can't fail CTA. So I'm dismissed. At that moment, just consciously, just was saying to myself, your opinions of me do not define who I am. You know, you don't even know me. And soon, you just prove yourself and they see the leader in you and the talent in you, and you are being promoted quickly. But everywhere, I mean, as a black woman, we always start from that place of being dismissed. Then you have to prove yourself, work double hard than any man in the room. As a black person, you're always dismissed until you prove yourself. So it was that kind of life that we lived. So when we established Nonkululeko Gobodo, you can imagine now, it was like, I can go knock, we are challenging the status quo. So you can imagine the kind of attacks we experience from media, from, you know, some of these big four firms wanting to take us out by offering us mergers. And then our own partners who are going through this challenge of integrating these two firms. It was the hardest thing we've ever done. So some of the partners were like, why are we even doing this, guys? Let's just merge with a big four firm. They have all these systems that we're trying to build. But I was saying, no, we're building a legacy for future generations. They need to know that as black people, we can do these things ourselves. So you just had to face all of these challenges, and we just stood firm that we're going nowhere. This is our country. Why should we live in the fringes of the economy of our own country? We deserve to be in the center of our economy, and I'm glad that we stood up to all of that.